Change of Heart is Ginger's best performance of this period, and she sparkles in a very unusual role. Ginger plays a bad girl for the first time since her first movie, and Ginger is very good at being very bad. This movie was a big hit. This movie is a story about four friends graduating college together and moving to New York in search of fame and fortune. Really, it's a story about a love quadrangle, kinda. Dunn loves Gaynor. Gaynor loves Farrell. Farrell loves Ginger. And Ginger loves Dunn and Farrell and every other man and wants them all to love her. Her character is bizarrely narcissistic, and Ginger plays it great. Graduation day for the four friends.
Go out into a world that I knew would welcome them, that had a reward for them in abundant proportion.
Oh, Mother, you've simply got to understand. I'm going to be an actress, a real actress, not just a... Oh, well, Broadway's the only place. Hello, Pete. How's Trick?
Fine, thanks.
I've simply got to get to Broadway, Mother. Oh, here comes Freddie Wales. Isn't he just beautiful?
Well, I wouldn't exactly call a man beautiful.
Hello, Madge.
Hello, Freddie.
Madge, darling, I'm afraid my piano lessons aren't going to be enough to
money. I'm not going to be poor, I'll tell you that. That's another reason I'm going to New York.
Well, I might ask your grandmother if
Oh, well,
she
you've
could help.
simply got to, because... Oh, I wish this robe fit a little more.
Hi, Madge. Gee, you look swell elegant in that kimono.
Oh, do I, Terry? And another reason, Mother. Catherine's going, and Chris, and Mac.
Chris,
Huh?
I'm wondering what kind of a girl you call a hot mama.
Here she comes.
Oh, Catherine, Chris, I'm going. Mother promised to make Grandmother give me an allowance of $100 a month and maybe more. Oh, Myra, isn't it too marvelous? When do we start? I can hardly wait. Oh, Chris, darling. Oh, Mac, I can go, isn't it?
Hey.
Oh, I'm shaking more than that. I'm going by train.
Train? That
Yeah.
takes 4 days.
I know what'll fix you up. I've got a quart of it in my bag.
Oh, that's the trick. Before you come to, we'll be all the way across the United States.
Sure. 3,000 miles from the Pacific to the Atlantic in 15 hours. Step right in. Hot and cold meals, radios. Tune in if you want, sleep if you don't. Land where you please, jump out when you feel...
Shut up, Mac.
And before you know it, they'll be having hot and cold showers. Get this.
Save the cord for me, will you? I may need it.
I promise. You feel all right now, Madge?
No. Yes. Oh, I don't know.
How about a sip out of that quart,
Well, I will if... Mac, will you have a drink?
Oh, boy, look at that beautiful blonde. Hiya, sugar. Subtle, that's me. Your time is my time.
Would you like me to turn the radio on for you?
What, with me on in person?
What's the matter?
You know who it is.
Chris?
No, Mac.
Oh,
Well, of course, I'm crazy about Chris, but it's Mac I love.
afraid you're going to have to make up your mind sometime, dear.
Well, I can't help it if that's the way I feel, can I? Catherine, it's a monster. I'm scared.
So am I. A little.
Arrive at Newark Airport in 10 minutes. Gee, we'll have to stick together.
4 little engines. Sink or swim.
Oh, dear. I wonder how I'm ever going to find Phyllis Carmichael.
Try looking in the sea.
Say, who is this Phyllis Carmichael?
Class of 27. She knows everyone in New York worth knowing. Tony Stark, George Gershwin, O. McIntyre.
Yes, and she's going to know the McGowan.
Oh, look. Vanderbilt. Cornelius Vanderbilt. Right in the telephone book, too.
Don't forget the Morgans and the Astors.
And the McGowans.
Yes, and the McGowan. Oh, hush.
Oh, here it is. Carmichael, Mrs. Phyllis. Number 1 Perry Street. Phyllis says we're going to meet the very best people.
Are you sure we're all expected?
Well, she said bring the crowd.
I didn't know she knew I was in town.
Hello, Phyllis. How are you? I want you to know Miss Furnace. This is Phyllis and Mr.
How do you do? Howard, I want you to meet Miss Roundtree. This is Miss Furnace, Mr. Jackson. Oh, darling, come on. Tell me all about it. Oh, Madge, darling, it's so good to have you here.
Phyllis, pardon me. Phyllis, do you think Mr. Sogg will pay any attention to poor little me?
If you're interested in puppet shows, puppets are his line, you know.
Oh. Mr. Jackson, I hear you're interested in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm going on the stage, you know. Do you think I'll be any good as an actress? I want your honest opinion. And don't flatter me.
Well, I'll be at all your first nights.
Is that a promise?
Well, I start rehearsals tomorrow.
Oh, swell.
Yeah, how much?
Nothing. It's just for the experience. It's a little theater movement Phyllis is starting.
Why little movement?
Madge.
Well, she is.
Don't worry, you won't have to stay here much longer.
You could certainly bank on that.
I've got a job.
Really?
And truly. Let me tell you what happened. I got a hunch and went to see a Dr. Kurtzman who gets jobs for babies.
What?
I mean homes for orphans. So I asked him for a job, and he couldn't give me one. But there was a little old lady there, Harriet Orkins, who owns a salvage shop. So she gave me a job for $10 a week, and we can move from here as soon as the rent's up. Look, dinner. Furnace is treating for once.
Swell.
Madge, I got a job.
Really? Well, that's nice.
Think of it. It's only $18 a week.
Isn't that great?
It certainly is.
It isn't much, but it's a start.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm leaving.
You're leaving?
Well, yes, Kay, I'm going to stay with Phyllis.
But you can't do this. We promised to stick together.
Oh, I can't I? Well, if you think I came to New York to waste my life in a dump like this, you're crazy. I've got to be with the best people. People who can help me along. You understand, don't you, Kay?
Oh, of course, Madge.
Oh, why not stay for dinner and let's talk it over?
Oh, yes, do. Look, I have everything you like.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kay, but I have another engagement.
I wonder if that fellow Jackson's any relation to Stonewall Jackson.
Yes, it is, Jackson. And what have you got to say to that?
What's anybody got to say to a couple of $1 million?
Why, Mac, you...
Take that back.
Chris, Mac.
It's a good thing that guy's a friend of mine. Well, I'd be afraid to hit a man. It'd be murder.
I'll send for the rest of my things tomorrow. The rent's paid up until next week, and I'll arrange for you to come and live with us.
Oh, that's all right, Madge. I have another place all picked out.
Think it over for a day or two. Suspend judgment, will you?
I'm sorry, Chris. I have thought it over. Goodbye, everybody.
There she goes, unspoiled, unselfish. Always thinking of others, never thinking of herself. Much.
Meaning no offense. I wouldn't mind if I never saw your lady friend again. She's become so toffee-like and dainty all of a sudden.
Oh, Madge is all right.
Now, that quiet one. Chris, I think you called him. Is he still eating his heart out about her?
How would you like to go to Coney Island with the voice of the IBC? May me, mama.
Hush, hush, but I'd love to go. Chris. Oh, how nice to hear your voice. Coney Island? When? Tonight? Chris, darling, I'd love to. Would you mind if I did Coney with you tonight?
What's the matter? The dog sore?
No, it's just something. Well, would you mind awfully?
Okay, baby.
How about a cup of coffee?
Aha, caught. Thought you could sneak down here without anybody seeing you, huh? Hello, Kay.
Well.
Hello.
Oh, so this is the reason you broke a date with me, huh? Hiya, Chris.
Hello, Mac. Hello, everybody. Well, this is a surprise.
I hoped I'd find you here. That's why I made him bring me down. Why didn't you ask me first?
But I did.
I know, but not in time, dear.
I want to ride on the roller coaster. Come along, everybody.
Well, don't blame me if your wig falls off.
See you on the roller coaster, Fiery.
You know what?
You better put your arm around me. You know those curves.
Suppose you've heard
Heard what?
about Madge and Jackson. They've gone to California to be married.
Well, how is Chris taking it?
Oh, he's all broken up. He either lost his job or quit it. I don't know which. I tried to snap him out of it, but it was no use.
Where is he now?
I don't know. I've just been down there, and he's moved and left no address. I hear he's sick, too.
Madge? Madge? Don't go.
I'm right here, dear. Madge.
Oh, think it over.
Lie down.
Cry if you like. Do anything you like. You saved that man's life.
I'm going to say to you, there isn't another woman in the world fit to black your shoes.
How do you mean, another woman?
Oh, you know what I mean. The simplest way to say it is, oh, I love you. Do you suppose you could ever...
Oh, I do, you great goop. I have all along. You imbecile.
Do you really want me, honey? I'd give anything
It was
to...
always you. You're my first love and my only love. And will be till I die.
Now we can get married. Right away. Well? What is it? Will you marry me today? Now?
Sure you won't be sorry when you see Madge again.
Oh, silly. Madge!
Please.
Well.
Hello.
Phyllis.
What stairs? I'm all in.
I'm sorry, Chris, but I had to bring these two vamps with me. I told them where I was going, and here they are. Wrap them up.
Oh, that's swell.
Well, is this all I get? Kiss me.
Phyllis.
Okay, darling.
Madge.
How are you? You look marvelous. Are you really married? There it is. Oh, Chris, I've so much to tell you. You're my lawyer now, you know. Grandmother died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't do anything without a retainer, Chris.
Well, here it is.
Chris, what do you use for money?
I'll fill it up again. Don't worry.
It's not the money I'm worried about.
Hello, Madge. This is a surprise.
A nice one, I hope.
Very. Won't you sit down?
Nice office. My, you do look important sitting there.
But I don't feel important.
Ah, don't be so businesslike, Mr. Thring.
This is a business office.
But I'm not just business, am I?
That's too deep a legal problem for me. I'll have to look it up.
Well, if you're going to be such a brute, you may as well take me to lunch.
I'm not hungry, honey. I had a late lunch. With Madge. On business, of course.
Aren't you seeing Madge a lot lately?
It's all business. See here, Fiery, you're not
Jealous?
getting...
Maybe I am.
Hello, Catherine. Now, first, I've got an important luncheon engagement.
Oh, but Chris, it's Saturday, and you always come home for lunch Saturday.
I'm sorry, darling, but this is business. Now, here's where you come in. Are you listening? We're invited up to the boss's house at Scarsdale for the weekend. In the top drawer of the desk, there's a legal envelope with some papers. It's a brief I've made on the case. Pack that and the law book on top of the desk.
Well, why can't I see Chris occasionally?
Because he's my husband, and I love him.
So do I. I wrote you that before you married him.
I showed him your letter. You could have had him once. Why didn't you love him then?
Crazy, I guess.
So I'm to step aside because you've changed your mind.
I could have had him. You nursed him and he turned to you. He was sick because he'd lost me.
So that's the way you think I got him.
Please, Catherine, don't take that tone. I can't help it if I love him, can I? I want to do things for him. But with all the money I have now, I could help him in his profession. He oughtn't to be living in that slum.
We're leaving this afternoon for the weekend. But I want to tell you we'll miss that slum and be glad to get back to it. So you get him away from me if you can.
Is that a challenge?
Yes.
Well, then, Chris is coming here to lunch. So if he goes on that weekend, you win.
Hello, Madge.
Chris. Darling, is it really you?
It isn't very businesslike, is it?
Oh, you silly. I've got a cocktail all fixed. I mixed it myself. I hope it's good.
You've made enough for a party.
You're all the party I want, Chris.
I'd better go easy on this. I've got to catch a train at 2 o'clock.
Oh, well, come on then. Lunch is all ready. I've got everything you like.
Cold chicken and sardines and salad. And I fixed it all myself.
Do you love me a little, Chris? You used to.
Say, what was this business you wanted to see me about?
You haven't forgotten, have you?
Well, you said it had something to do with your grandmother's estate.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, you haven't forgotten that we... Oh, Chris, you still do a little, don't you? What are you thinking about?
Nothing.
It's Catherine, isn't it?
Yes. I'm late. I'll miss my train.
Oh, please, Chris. Listen. No. No, you can't go. I won't let you. She took you when you were sick and miserable.
Madge, I've got to go.
Oh, Chris. What's a filthy old train after all I've... Oh, Chris, I love you. I love you so.
Now,
Don't
Madge,
you understand?
look here. Listen to me,
Oh,
please.
doesn't it mean anything to you? Oh, Mac.
Oh, Mac. Oh, Chris. Oh, Jackson. Oh, George Washington. Oh, Henry VIII.
Oh, Mac, please listen.
Come on inside and think up a good one.
I've got a cocktail all mixed. I mixed it myself. I hope you like it.
Now, what did you send for me for?
I'm through with Chris. He said the most awful things to me.
Well, what do you want me to do? Say them all over again?
Oh, Mac, darling.
Listen, just what do you want? A man or a husband?
What?
You can't have them both.
Oh, can't I?
No.
Then I want you.
Listen, you're on probation. One more peep out of you and I'll...
Oh, Mac.
Well, I might as well tell you now. Peggy Joyce is after me, and that's only one.
Mac, darling.
Subtle, that's me.
What's the news, Catherine?
Don't speak to me. Let me go.
I may be foolish, but I'm not going to be that foolish. Now, listen, Catherine, I don't blame you for being sore. I did go and see Madge, but that's finished. I told her that.
You don't have to lie to me. If you want her, I won't stand in your way.
You're the one I want. Now, tomorrow, and all the other days. I'm yours for keeps, and I'm yours for keeps, whether you want me or not.
Did you tell that to Madge?
Sure, that's one of the things she kicked me out for. Shh. Say, what's the news Mockbee said you wanted to tell me?
You're the junior partner.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Please like and subscribe.